The other Lycanons have been taken care of. Incident is resolved, and life in Elpis continues as normal. Or ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? Oh, you'll find out. At some point.
In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice. That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end. Treasure every moment, every step of your descent.
Where to now? If there's anywhere you'd like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused his position with the Convocation and merely postponed the decision. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you, Autumn? Will you continue along with us? I don't see why not. Wonderful! Our fellowship travels on unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis and see what new encounters there are to be had. Here we are, Natonius. The teleporter will take us to Kalimilos Zephyros, the western island. That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way, and we can soon admire the view from above.
I present to you Kalimilos Zephyros.
Thank you for pronouncing it for me.
Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by...
Oh.
Well, an Arrhaeus. How delightful.
Oh.
And what, pray tell, is that?
Ah, that's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago.
Oh, so they call those things normally.
Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact. And then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight. Another, superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst. Concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end, I couldn't deny their passion. Here we are.
Oh! Hi, Vinette! Quite an entrance.
Was too close. Are you unharmed? Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Bernard, that we should meet you here.
Huh. Yeah, that's a familiar face, eh?
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the Convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star.
With a few exceptions.
Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work.
Huh.
Venar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
Excuse me? Wait.
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well.
Okay, no, that's my predecessor then.
Less so, Emet-Selch. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
Why I never, the implications of said statement.
How is she, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
Okay, so we're post that story. Oh, lovely. Oh, yes. How many censors was that now?
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are?
Don't worry. We'll meet eventually. It'll be a while. Hi.
I say, have you perchance come from the future? I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you.
Funny that.
Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
Oh, so that's what the echo is? So I'm not tempered, I'm just shielded? Doesn't protect you from enthrallment by primals by any chance.
Primals, you say? But I'm not familiar with such beings. But if they enthrall by warping the balance of ether, then yes, the magic would afford you a measure of protection. I gather from your question that you are not ignorant to its presence.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
Yeah, it's totally absurd.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
When I want to.
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting! I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself.
Here you go.
As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Okay, but you ain't gonna believe me.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation? I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos. We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly, and sent you unto myself in the past.
Well, I mean, it wasn't you.
It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
I appreciate her nonetheless. I feel like I want to like remove stuff. Let's see, this. Yeah, and then technically, yeah, technically that actually kind of works considering. That drops my level a bit, but it'll be fine, right? I even have event melds. My apologies, but before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept-engraved crystal in the quick-fingered Aureus, which made off of it. An Aureus, you say? I think we might have seen the Colma before being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like to follow its ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to the Aureus, which there is no guarantee it hasn't dropped or stashed the crystal away. See? Please! Even that much would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floors in case. Could I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land to the west of here. Many thanks. There was a small bridge leading up to Poiton Oikos. Let us meet up there once we've exhausted our efforts. Alright, and they were nice enough. Oh, here we go. Oh, that was easy. The problem you present is vexing enough without adding the old SM into the equation. She wonders why these lines upon my brow go deeper, when she herself wields the hammer and chisel. The exams, both mentor and student, are a force to be reckoned with. I find them a delight personally. But they have a habit of making Emet-Selch look like he bit down on a sour grape. Of course he picked that fruit. Our last sister returns. I'm afraid the Aureus no longer had the crystal, nor was able to find it as I followed in its wake. I don't suppose you fared any better. Indeed I have. The crystal! Well done. Wonderful! Now I can focus on your tale without that missing concept nagging at my mind. I've always had a knack for finding things. Wouldn't you like to know? I've often been tasked to do so. Oh, you too! Some of us seem destined to always be searching, for ourselves and for others. Long ago, when I held the seat of Zem, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to the people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys has lessened considerably since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. Yet, I am still eager to come running should an old acquaintance or new interest require my personal attention. That is what brings me to Elpis, in fact. Many times since my presence has been requested, my opinions sought concerning the habitat of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate that missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is, the way one thing leads to another, wouldn't you agree? Yeah! Alright, well let's see what a pair of SMs can get up to. This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit.
Wise woman.
There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
Oh man, now I want to do all three of these. Calamity called the final days befell the world.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
That was kind of the beginning. Oh man, we're starting at the real beginning. Okay, now we skip forward 5 expansions.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
Told you.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future, whence she came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which she must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any. But we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed.
Ah, she's a woman after my own heart.
And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman.
I mean, you were, though.
To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable? Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren.
I mean, you didn't.
You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Emet-Selch! Wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Hermes and Medion have to be involved somehow.
Hermes and his creation Meteon, you say? If Dynamis is the self-same energy as Akasha, as it likely seems, then those two may well be at the center of the calamity to come. This warrants further investigation.
Don't tell me the baby is the cause.
With that settled, it is time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. And suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest.
Yeah.
Have faith. If Emet-Selch is the man Azum described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Oh, this is getting heavy.